Hello everyone, my name is Optimus Prime, and today we're finally going to be reviewing the last two members of Transformers the Movie Studio Series, Constructicons, Scavenger, and Mixmaster. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, even though I'd lost like a bunch of, confidence in content making and it got exhausting, but still, we're still here, we're still going to do the review and stuff, so first things first, screw the figures. We gotta talk about the single box that I got, because I lost Mixmaster's box. Sorry. But, yeah, taking a look at Scavenger's box here, you do get some very nice art on the front. I do like that. You get a little Transformers icon right there. You have your obligatory product shots, of course, and you get like a little scene from the movie up there where he's throwing one of the Dinobots. There's also just, a bunch of stuff there, like, oh yeah, don't eat this, or something. Bottom of the box, absolutely nothing. Top of the box, you get Takara Tomy, and then you get another Transformers the Movie Constructicon Scavenger. And on the side, you have a picture of Devastator. Yes. Yeah, screw the box. Now, first things first, obviously, we're going to be taking a look at Mixmaster, even though we just looked at Scavenger's box, because why the hell not? Taking a look at his head sculpt here, those look very nice, very sharp. He has those very deep red eyes, nice silver face, too. And across his body, he has a lot of nice detail, too, especially in the chest. It looks nice. Very well-known Decepticon symbol on the little tummy there, Handles his kibble very well, too, even though he has a weird green plug on his butt or something. Weirdo. Nothing. A lot of the details are kind of lost a little bit in the green, but you can still kind of pick them out, though, because they're not that much hidden away. And I'm pretty sure none of this is painted, too. Also, but yeah, I like how very circular they nailed down the I don't remember the part, but it's it's the cylinder rolling thing for the vehicle. I don't know. I'm not a I'm not a guy who does construction. But yeah, you got like the little two cannons here, even though it doesn't come with blast effects, or nor are they blast effect compatible, which sucks, because that would have been cool. But I guess Hasbro does what it want to do. So, but yeah, overall he's pretty nice looking though. No, not really kibble wise, except for of course what I mentioned before, which is the weird green plug on his butt, and the obvious front of the cab for his vehicle mode. I do like his transformation, especially in the legs. They're quite genius on how that works. But sliding him off, we're going to be taking a look at the one that I like a lot more, Scavenger. I like him a lot more, even though he's kind of more brute shoulder looking, I guess. And he's pretty much 50% legs. So, but honestly I do like his alt mode more. The main reason why I like him more, crane arm, because I kind of use this as like a third arm when I'm posing him. And especially when I do photography with him, I always like move this out of the back, and I always just pose him with it, because it makes him just feel like, oh yeah, I turn into a crane. If you mess with me, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you up. He's cool. I like him a lot more. But taking a look at his head sculpt, very nice. Same thing with Mixmaster. Yeah, that silver face with that deep red. The very well-known little chest piece that's all silver. I don't know if this is painted. Don't really know, but I'm not going to attempt that. But the hands are painted. And I've gotten paint chipping on the hands trying to transform them, because you have to flip out the fingers, the hand, basically. And you have to get your nail right there to move it out, because you can't just pull it out on my copy. So I have paint chipping on both of his hands from transforming him, and it sucks. And I think there's a speck of paint right there too. You can kind of see it. It's like a little black piece. But yeah, also he does weird, funny thing. If I can get it to work. He's got a ding-dong now. He's a ding-dong man. He's truly a man. Yeah. Nice cleanup on the back, though. He has a very nice back. A little bit of the alt mode right here. But then the crane arm, it just simply, if you don't want it out for whatever reason, even though it looks badass with it out, you can just fold it right down and it just, it's right there. Doesn't really stick out too much, even though, well, kind of. It's not terrible, in my opinion, though. He does has some tread details on his legs. A lot of tread detail. You got the silver piece right there, and you got a bunch of little gears in there. And then, you have all the tread work on the top and bottom of the legs. He does have some detail on his chest here. A little bit on the forearms as well. And the side of the arms, too. And on the back. Yeah, they usually put in some detail that you don't really expect. AKA, the engine in long haul. Or, the chest detail on the inside of Mixmaster here. If I can get his chest open. God damn. Yeah, like, literally. Who's seeing this? But I like that Hasbro does that. Like, they put, like, hidden detail where you're not expecting it to be. Which is nice. Because, we like details on our figures. It's sick. But without dilly-dallying, let's look at these guys' accessories. So, for accessory-wise, Mixmaster comes with this itty-bitty little pistol. It's kind of cool. Has some very basic kind of detailing on the side, even though it's kind of hollow, but it kind of works with it. And then the two weird pegs on the side for whatever your reasons, then you can see like a product number in there. It's a number 2. Interesting. And then we come to Mixmaster's accessory, which looks a lot more cooler in my opinion, because it has a little magazine sticking out of it too. It has a little scope. It's very hollow on the other side though, so that's kind of a shame. But yeah, it's a nice gun. I've seen better guns, but these are not actually bad though. These are not bad. I'm not saying that these are bad. These are not bad. But since we have the accessories out of the way, we are going to transform. Let's do Scavenger. Yes, because Scavenger does scavenger things. He scavenges. I think. But yeah, starting off his transformation, make sure everything is straightened out. And then you just want to put the hands away. And you also want to clip the feet together. Like so. They do like a little soft click. Next, you want to take the crane arm and raise it up. And you want to take this silver chest piece, and then you want to fold the head down. Like so. And then just close it right back up. Take this and just pull it away from the chest. Rotate it backwards. And then you just want to shift. You want to thoop it out, and then you want to just rotate it until that peg goes into that slot right there. Like so. Now this side's a little bit more tricky. But the thing is, you want to grab his ding-dong, flip it out, so then you can move this piece down. Makes it easier to get this second arm done. So you want to untab that. This is the thing that my copy had issues with. It kept on falling off, but it simply just tabs back in. But basically, you want to just flip it out. You want to untab it, because it does attach via peg. It does take a little bit of, Same thing like the other arm, you want to thoop it out. Get it all the way down, there we go. And then you want to, there's a slot, there's a peg. Basically done. And then you want to have that tab right there. That's not on camera. I'm so sorry. That tab goes into that slot right there. Oh, and same thing right here too. There's a tab and a slot as well. 2-point connections. And then next you want to rotate the entire leg all the way upward until that piece goes into here. It's going to peg into that piece right there, so it'll stay. But you don't want to fully peg that in yet. You want to have it lined up. Keep in mind, have it lined up. Do not peg it in yet. And also for the crane arm, you can just simply rotate that back and just, do that like a crane arm. So next you want to bring the waist back up. Slide his ding-dong back down, and then just simply 2-point connections right here. There's a tab right here that's going to go into the bottom of the foot here, or the calf, I guess, or the side. And same thing on the other side. And then there are those 2 pieces I mentioned before on the top of the waist. That'll just thoop into those little slots right there. So, like so. And there you have Scavenger in his itty-bitty looking little crane arm. Scavenger thing. I don't know the name of this vehicle. I'm sorry. But here's a picture of what it's supposed to look like. Comparison. Yay. I did editing thing. But yeah, I do like this alt mode a lot. It's very simple, but it gets the job done. Sad part thing is that you can't rotate the top, but that's due to his transformation, and I don't have any goddamn clue how they would get that done. And yeah, I mean, because this attaches to that, and there's absolutely no way they could have done that based on the way he transforms and based on the way he combines. So understandable. But yeah, we do get to see the little bucket piece right here now, a lot more visible. You get some nice purple paint on it and another Decepticon symbol on it, even though this one right there, more the merrier. But now we get fully introduced to the whole crane arm thing. So yeah, it can rotate. It does have some articulation. It can go all the way up to that right there. It can go all the way back. It can go down about that far, unless you want to tuck the bucket in. It goes down a little further, but not much. And then the little bucket just, it does bucket things. So, yeah, pretty neat alt mode though. I do like when they do construction vehicles, because you don't naturally see those. So yeah, and we have one in green and purple now. So nice. Now, getting this goober out of the way, we get to do the mix of the master. The master of mixing. Yeah. Let's get started. So, basically, first thing first is that you want to shift the shoulders up. You'll hear like a clicking noise. And then those 2 slots right here are going to go into those 2 tabs right here. So, basically, probably shouldn't have done this first, but you want to untab the chest to then click these 2 into place, because there is a tab and slot connection right here. That's hard to see, but there's a tab there and there's a little peg there. Kind of hard to see on camera, but yeah, and then that just makes it easier to click that into place, like so. Next, you want to take the little wheelbarrow thing and you want to, ow, that hurts sometimes to do that, ow. And then you just want to rotate this outward. And then that peg is going to go into that slot. So that into there. Like so. So we already have half of them done. The thing is, you want to flip those down for right now, just to give us some clearance for this. First things first is that you want to get your finger in there and pull out the shins, or the front of the shins, I guess. And you want to make sure you tab the legs together, back and front too. Now, you basically want to break his knees. you want to break his knees, basically. So you just broken his knees, and then you want to sit him kind of downward, like so. And then you want to take this entire section. I think these 2 tabs go into there. Yes, they do. Okay, yeah. So you want to rotate this part down like this. And as you can see, there's a little gap there. And you just want to push that together. Now, you take these 2 sections and you flip them out from underneath the feet. And then you actually take the actual heels and you want to fold them down. There's a tab, there's a slot, basic, tabbing and pegging. And then simply enough, there is a slot inside the hand or underneath the hand, and there's a little peg right here, so that'll pegging right there. That's why I said we should flip it out, so we could do that much easier, because if you did that while these were not flipped down, that would have been annoying. But now we have a little mixing vehicle thing. It's cool. I do like the front of the cab. It looks very nice, very clean, very accurate, kind of, sort of. I'm not a huge fanatic on 86, accuracy, but it's cool though. You get some nice grill detail on them. It's very nice. Side profile, right there on the vehicle. You get a little bit of, stuff there. I think they were trying to go for some sort of like piston detail right here for like an engine or something, but it kind of looks like just robot stuff. The bottom is very clean though. The only thing that's sticking out is the hands on the bottom here. Everything else is basically just covered up, and you can't really tell that these are the feet anymore. Yeah, you also have like this new piece that flipped out from inside this little barrel thing. This thing does come off. I don't know why. I think those, I understand that this was probably when it was out of the box and you just tap that together. But it comes off with ease. And I'm kind of worried. I'm not worried, but it's weird. It's weird, okay? It's weird. I don't understand why it does this, but it does. So I don't know if anybody's copy does that easy like mine. Because basically, I'm putting barely any, pull onto this. Well, kind of a little bit of pull, but it comes off. I feel like this was, something I forgot when I unboxed them on live. I feel like I'm forgetting this. God, I haven't done one in so long. Dang. We should do one soon. Maybe. Okay, now we can actually do, size comparisons for both of these. Let's do that. Let's do size comparisons. Oh, wait. For robot modes, let's switch to that real quick. Okay, now that we're in robot mode, let's do some size comparisons. So here we have G2 Sideswipe. Here we have Slingshot. Here we have Age of the Primes Cliff Jumper. I hit my camera. Ow. Here we have 86 Skywarp. This guy's beautiful. And now we have their brethren, Long Haul and Hook, as my last review. Wow, this is kind of insane, because I reviewed these guys 7 months ago, and now I'm just now doing the last two members. Jesus Christ, I've been gone for so long. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so now we can actually do vehicle mode size comparisons. Yeah, my bad. I've been gone for 7 months of not uploading a single video. My bad. Okay, let's get into it now. Let's go. So, starting it off, we have Scavenger. No, this is his brother. I can't remember the name. Upload the picture of the video for his name. I don't remember him. This is my least favorite one. So, screw him. Here we have Scrapper. Oh, so I remember this idiot's name. It's Bone Crusher. Screw this guy. He sucks. I don't like him. Also, yeah, Scrapper. Here we have Long Haul. And if you can hear my dog chewing his bone in the background, ignore that. He's being a goof. And I keep hitting my camera. And here we have Hook. Since this is a video based on Scavenger and Mixmaster, what's, the video without them having their combiner form mode? So first, we're going to start off with Mixmaster, because he's super easy in my opinion. Basically, you want to untab the arms, flip them back, tab that back in, because it likes to come on tab every time I do that. Next, you want to grab the front of the truck, and you want to pull it until it comes off. I got to get my nail in there. There we go. So you get this whole little thing here. You want to swing this upward, and these tabs are going to go into all these slots up here. These tabs, and those are going to go into there and cover those up. So you got to line it up Like so. I see a lot of people flipping this up and then just doing that. And, you know, sure, that looks kind of nice, but I like to keep this out just for, you know, the sake of it. And then you're able to, you know, activate that. Next, you want to fold these down, flip these down, and then just flip those back up. And there you have your heel. And you can just, you know, use the ankle joint on however you're going to pose them. But for now, I think I'm just going to leave mine at 1 click. Yeah. I usually have it 1 click. So there's a foot. Now, we got to do an arm. So basically, you just want to take the legs here and then get his ding dong. Get his freaking nails. Get his no. Come on. Okay. Get his ding dong out and then just pull this section all the way out and then fold his ding dong back down. Next, you want to grab the tab that's on the inside of his leg here, and then there are 2 slots on the bottom of this foot here. And then you want to slide that, and that tabs in. And then swing that around, and then rotate this and angle it like that. That's how I have my arm situated, like that. And there you have his right arm. And, you know, taking the hand, hopefully this is the right one. Is this? No, it's not. That's for the left arm. Grab the other fist. Basically, it's the thing from the trailer that comes with long haul, and you want to flip it out. Flip down the peg, and then tab that in. Now I have used some plumber's putty to, you know, fix that up to hold so we can hold the actual gun. So I did that as my own little customization thing or repairs. I did have to fix this waist joint because this was kind of stupidly loose in combined mode. Now it's a little bit loose now, but I tried as much as I can because I had to take this apart, and it was kind of frustrating. But, you know, we got there in the end. It's not terrible. You know, it holds its pose and everything now, while the other would just droop down slowly. But yeah, there is his combined mode, and, you know, we have an arm, we have a foot. So yeah, there's their combined forms. Now we get to the more interesting part. Is that not only is this review on just those 2, we're putting together Devastator, because I'm not gonna just, you know, leave y'all on a cliffhanger. You have to watch a whole separate video just to see me combine a Devastator. No, not on this channel. No. Basically, you just put, you know, long haul into his combined form. So let me just. So yeah, now we have long haul in his combined form. Now we're going to get, you know, the waist situated. And as you can tell, this is going to be loud. So sorry if y'all can't really hear me, because these ratchets are pretty damn strong. And you know, people just they take this and they flip it out, but basically all you have to do is just. So that could lead to breakage, but for my copy, I mean, I've done it every time and there's no problem. But yeah, and basically when I'm standing him up, I go 1 click forward, and then I will do 1 click on the knee. And that's how I have him, like, standing. And then basically how you attach Mixmaster is you flip that bucket down, or you flip it up, technically, I guess. And you take this giant thing, and you just slide her on in, and then you just peg that together, and now you have another foot for the leg. You know, where's Scrapper? We need him. Hold on. Ah, yes, this is much better. Much better. Much better. The leader of the team being a foot is still kind of funny to me. But now we have basically half of Devastator completed, and now we just got to slap this dummy right on top. If I can line it up. 1 second. Now we have them on. Also, for stability issues, I did have to, fold away the whole scrapper head meme thing. It's still funny though, but also, why this slight wiggle? I don't like that. Interesting. Okay, now I gotta move my cam upwards. My camera upwards. So yeah, there's the half, or 80%. Now we're gonna get the arms on and the top, and then we'll do the little head reveal thingy. Nice. Okay, yeah, I had to move them a bit because getting this top half of this is kind of frustrating with how much you have to peg in. But now we can get the chest piece together, which is fairly simple. I think I did showcase in the review of long haul and hook. It's fairly simple. It's a 3-piece chest, and then you just take this and you flip it out. I don't know why he has like this slight lean. He doesn't really lean like this, but yeah. And then basically you just add that in. Now let's give him some arms. Let's give him some arms. I don't like how he's leaning though. That's Now for Scavenger's arm, it's a lot easier to put on than Bone Crusher. Because it simply just goes on a lot easier. And now, let me set my camera up for this. There we have Devastator. And if I can reach it. There is Devastator and his fully combined form. Devastator. Now, there is one thing to note, is that a lot of people, let me go back closer in. A lot of people like to take Long Haul's gun and tab it into the front of Mixmaster. Like so. So he has like a little toe. And now we can finally give, Devastator his gun that he can actually hold now. Thanks to the plumber's buddy. Because this thing would just be wiggling about, not holding in place. So I had to put some plumber's putty in there so it would actually stay. But he's so big, he barely fits on my camera. But yeah, there is Devastator. Fully complete. Finally, after me not, doing a video for 7 months. I know I'm going to stop talking about it. But still, finally, he's complete. So, taking a look at his accessory. There you have it. Devastator's gun. This is basically just the weapons from Scrapper. So, yeah. Now we're going to get into his articulation. This is going to be kind of hard to do. Oh boy. Okay, so for the head, it's kind of hard for you to see that. His head can swivel. I kind of wish it was on a ball joint, but based on how this is made, I guess they can really fit that. His face can go oomph, so it looks like he might have gotten punched. It can't really do much other than that. So it can kind of just swivel. I guess you can use this secondary hinge to try and make him look like he's looking up at you. Kind of like that. So I guess we'll count that. Then for the arms, they do kick out about that far. He does have a bicep joint. I almost lost it. He does have 90-degree bend at the elbow. He does have wrist rotation. He does have opening hands that can go very far. Jesus, I think I broke his hand. His arm can go all the way around, so that's nice. No butterfly joint, because I don't know how they would integrate that into this, which would be insane. He does have a waist joint, so that's nice. Flipping the hip skirt up, he does go about that far. And he goes about that far back. This thing's kind of heavy. And then his legs do kick out about that far. He does have a thigh swivel. He does have a knee joint. He does have a knee joint. Goes a little... Yeah, it goes completely 90. Okay, I was trying to get that last click in. Oh boy. And he does have ankle tilts for both feet. This guy's like a workout to try and pose sometimes. Especially when I'm trying to hold him with one hand and maintain the camera. Oh boy. But yeah, he is posable. So there is that. The one thing I don't like though is that how this arm looks compared to this one. This one looks a lot more flushed. This one just looks like he's trying to stand out. But overall, also I think my camera's messing up between the colors because there's so much green. It's making him look like he's a lighter shade. But he's like a nice green color though. I do like the like it's not like all the same thing. I forget the word, but dude, he's awesome. He's worth the $300 that I paid in total. He's around like $300. And yes, I know, I've been seeing all the stuff for Bruticus. I will be trying to get Bruticus because the only two... Actually, no, there's a couple Decepticon combiners that I do like. But those are my main two. Devastator and Bruticus are my main favorites. And Predaking, but I like Bruticus more. So. Because Gun Go PPU American, I don't know, something. But yeah, that has been my review for Mixmaster and Scavenger. And now, Devastator. I don't know, that was something I tried to do there. I can't really do a deep voice, because I feel like I'm getting sick. But yeah, this has been my review. I hope that all of you enjoyed the wait on me, finally putting this guy together on a video instead of on stream. But this has been Optimus Prime, and I will see you in my next review. Peace.